Good morning, guys. I'm just sitting around the house waiting for the internet to come back on. It's been out for 3 hours. And so, lucky for you guys, I've decided, even though it's kind of a great rainy day out, we're going to take the new Samyang 24mm and we're going to head out to Sony Falls this morning. We're going to take Mr. Gage with us, go for a walk. I'm going to do some landscape photography up there, as well as maybe some waterfall and close up of the water and rocks. This lens will focus down to a foot away, so we're going to put it through some paces. Before we go this morning, I want to talk to you guys very quickly about something that's been annoying me because, I know cameras and photography, and I got to tell you, this is really annoying me. You'll notice that my strap, Peak Design, they've got these quick release plates on there. They're awesome. Okay, just push it in and it'll release and you can change your straps. So we've got the thin little strap on here because we've got a light lens. I don't need my big heavy one. However, you'll notice that one is on the left side of the camera, one is on the right side. I do not like to put the one on the right side because that's where your hand goes when you're shooting, right? You're hanging onto here, now the strap is in your way. Okay, you're flicking it out of the way. It's right where your hand sits. It's retarded. So I like to put it on the bottom of the camera. However, today, because we're going to be doing waterfall stuff and I may need to do slow shutter, we need a tripod. So I've got the tripod mount on the bottom of the camera. And then none of these tripod mounts have any way to attach one of these anchors. This is the anchor that comes from Peak Design. It screws into the bottom of your camera, and as you can see, it's going to be sitting up tight into the camera like that. You then can't put this into any kind of tripod. Okay, so I just wanted to show you guys on the A7R4 how I've resolved this. We have a strap on the bottom. I own a plate called the Fomita K1, which is the same as Peak Design, the $100 strap. I'll show you guys what it does. And you just undo this little knob here on the side. There's a knob. Push the red button, and you can slide your camera off from this attachment. This attachment is made to go on a strap, on your pack sack or your belt. And then you can attach the camera, slide the camera in, and it'll hang off your belt or strap, okay? The nice thing is that it comes with an Arca Swiss plate on the bottom. So you can take it out of here and put it right into a tripod which has an Arca Swiss plate. It also has holes in it so that you can put the anchors for the Peak Design strap. That's why I'm using it. It adds a bit of weight onto your camera, but it just slides off and on very nicely. And you just tighten up that screw again when you put it back on. And it's double safety featured. If you don't do up that screw all the way, you still need to push this red button to get it off of the camera. Now, when it's on there, it sits flat. You can set the camera down, right? It's flat. You can set it down and the camera stays the way it should, unlike the Peak Design little anchor thing I showed you guys. Also, it has a tripod mount in the bottom, so I can take this and mount it to another plate and just set it on my tripod if I want. These are $49 Canadian, so that's half the price of the Peak Design one. I think I'm gonna just buy another one of those for the other camera as well. I just share this knowledge with you guys because as a photographer of, I hate to say it, 30 years, I've been doing this now. Little things like that you don't think of when you buy these new systems. You would never think, why would they design something that goes into the bottom of the camera and doesn't fit into any tripod holder? But oh wait, Gary, the smart ones out there, some of you guys who are using it, no, you can buy the Peak Design strap holder like I just showed you on the other camera. It's $100. And then you can take that and put it into an Arca Swiss mount. Well, I don't want that. I don't want to do that. I don't want to have to buy another system to support the system I just bought. Anyway, this is what you get with Peak Design. And I think it's the most useless designed bottom anchor. Now you can buy just the Arca Swiss anchors that go in there. I think they're about $30, but they're not made by Peak Design. The guys who are selling you this, they're made by, I saw Henry's has them, have come up with a $30 Arca Swiss with the slot in it for these Peak Design anchors. So a third party has now had to come out with something to support this guy. So not well thought out. Here we are, guys, at the lower falls. So we're gonna start here. We'll photograph that first lower set right there. So another problem is I don't have a neutral density filter that will fit a 58mm lens. So, and the sun has come out. So I'm forced to shoot at f14 to get 1/6 of a second so we get some movement in that water, but not blow out all the highlights. So I'll show you guys the first shot. We're gonna move on, we're gonna move quick. I'm just looking for stuff all around here. I'm not gonna show you every setup. You guys will see all the photos as we go. What I'm looking for is corner to corner sharpness, which, I mean, at f14 is kind of hard to judge. We'll try to get some stuff in the darker areas where I can go down to, you know, f2, f3, whatever. We'll test the lens. This run here behind us, it's not even the main waterfall, guys. The main waterfall is over there, probably 75 meters. So we'll go over there and take a look. We've had lots of rain, and that's why this one here has water in it this time of year. Usually it doesn't. Where are you going? Also, I'll show you guys the tripod I'm using. It's a very basic Velbon Sherpa. You know, that baby has been with me for the better part of 15 years. It just works. Very treacherous walking along here. Very slippery. And he doesn't make it any better, making everything all wet. So, really cool leaf here on the rock and a little bit of sunlight. I might photograph that as we're going through. The sun was just lighting it up. We'll see, there it is, see? Okay, I'll take a photo of that too. So I found a cool little waterfall right here, guys. But the sunshine peeking through is kind of making havoc. We just can't, without a filter, it's very hard to do slow shutter speed and get movement in the water and not overblow, you know, these little patches of sunlight that keep peeking through. So very difficult. So the main waterfall is right up there, but it is so bright right now. We've got such a contrast from dark here in the lower rapids up to the waterfall itself. I don't think we'll be able to photograph the actual waterfall. All right, we'll attempt the main waterfall back here. We'll try a couple shots. Very bright, as you can see. And I will remind you guys, of course, we want to shoot a waterfall vertically, right? It is disappearing up over the rocks, and I can see tiny little waterfalls all the way down. However, make sure you take a horizontal as well. What a beautiful place. I really could just stand here and watch this all day. So there's another young photographer just came down. took a look and he said the same thing I did. It's too bright. So anyway, back to this lens, guys. I've got a bunch of other photos that I took just to show you guys like the out of focus backgrounds we can get with it. It's a phenomenal lens, okay? Sharp from edge to edge, f1.8, great for stars. It's got that built-in mode where you can lock focus. I can't say enough good things, but I'll just show you guys some other photos that I took so you get an idea of, you know, what is capable with this lens. We will use it more. I want to get out and do some astrophotography with it. We'll do another video just on astrophotography, but that's it for today, guys. Thanks for joining us. Gage finally found a spot deep enough to swim. As always, guys, I see a couple pop cans and stuff around here. I will pick up and take some of that stuff out, whatever I can carry. There is trash cans right at the trailhead. And I wanted to update you guys, that bag of garbage we found on my street the other day. I went back to get it on garbage day, and at the exact same time when I was driving down the road, the guy who lives beside there was out picking it up. So we chatted for a minute, we had a good laugh. He said, you know what, he said, every Thursday I clean up this corner, because I showed you guys all the Tim Hortons cups that somebody keeps throwing there. And that neighbor, he's a good guy, because he was out there cleaning it up. Same thing I was going to do. So just a reminder to you guys, if you can, you know, pick something up and take it out with you. It's sad that we have to do that, guys, but if we don't, it just gets worse and worse.